Mr. Speaker.
Speaker.
Ian McKelvey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to speak on the third reading of the Agricultural Compounds and Veterinary Medicines Amendment Bill. And it's, as has already been said tonight, it's a bill that's been a little while in the making, but a very important bill for New Zealand agriculture because it gives us the opportunity, I guess, to become more innovative than we have been, to use or get access to some modern and innovative products which haven't been available on the New Zealand market to date. It also gives companies the opportunity to protect those products for a little longer, and that's the reason they will be available in the marketplace. But it also, as well as that, it also gives us the opportunity to use products for different, or put them in different uses than we have to date. And this legislation enables companies to protect that data for a little longer as they change use of those products from one, use to another. So it's a pretty important bill for agriculture in New Zealand and gives us a really good opportunity, I think, to rid the country of a large number of chemicals that are well out of date. And the reason it gives us the opportunity to rid the country of those chemicals is because there are much better, newer, more innovative, both animal remedies and, I suppose, what we would know as chemicals, or primarily around weed control and things like that, all sorts of pest control on the market in other parts of the world than there are in New Zealand, and this bill will enable those to come to New Zealand. So I think it's quite exciting for New Zealand. It gives us the opportunity, as I said, to become more innovative, and it will clean up a lot of the old chemicals around. Companies have been for quite some years now stating that the amount of protection they get on bringing a new chemical into the country is not adequate to enable them to go through the cost structure. So the cost structure is too high for the short-term time frame they can protect that data, and consequently, because our market's so small, it's not really economic for them to bring that product to New Zealand and make it available to our farmers. Speaker, the Select Committee had some interesting debates on this, and as often happens on our Select Committee, we ventured into discussion on all sorts of other things, from food safety to food labelling to country of origin to Monsanto, which is one of our favourite topics, actually. And so in the course of that discussion, and fortunately our Select Committee staff are very tolerant of us, and they do put up with some quite wide-ranging discussions we have in the course of the Select Committee meetings on these topics. But out of that comes some interesting stuff, and I think it really just emphasises the fact that we need to create opportunity for new and modern innovative products to come to New Zealand in order to eliminate some of the older ones we had. So, Speaker, I, like the previous Speaker, am not going to take too long on this bill, but I do want to congratulate the Minister on bringing this bill to the House, and I think it's, as I said, it's a necessary bill, will do a great job. We did have great discussion on the Select Committee. We didn't reach full agreement, and the Greens have inserted what I'd consider to be an extraordinary minority report appended to the bill, which is almost bigger than the bill's report itself. But nonetheless, that's how we live in our Select Committee, and it works pretty well for us. So, Mr. Speaker, it gives me pleasure to support this bill as it goes forward, and I think we've had adequate discussion both in the Select Committee and in the House on where this bill's going to take us to and where it's going to take agriculture to in the future. And I think the fact that it will improve our opportunity, I guess, to rid us of some historic chemicals, and it will also improve farmers' opportunity to make a great deal of progress using new generation product. So I've got no problem commending this bill to the House and thanking the Select Committee for the hard work they did in the course of the discussion on it. Thank you, Mr.